We don't do nothing about it. Nobody will.
Hello and welcome again to Caption Media. Our next review is the latest release, They Cloned Tyrone. They Cloned Tyrone is a thought-provoking sci-fi thriller that delves into themes of identity, conspiracy, and the consequences of scientific advancement. Directed by an up-and-coming talent, the film presents an intriguing premise and boasts stellar performances from its cast. While it may not be flawless, it succeeds in delivering an engaging and entertaining experience that will leave audiences captivated. At the American Black Film Festival on the 14th of June 2023, They Cloned Tyrone had its world premiere. On July the 14th, 2023, it had a brief run in theatres. A week later, it was available to stream on Netflix. Positive reviews from critics were given to this movie, and the lead actors' performances in particular gained recognition. Joel Taylor is the director of the American science fiction comedy mystery film They Cloned Tyrone. The film is produced by Stephen Dr. Love and Charles D. King. Ken Seng is the director of photography. In the movie, John Boyega, Teyonah Parris and Jamie Foxx, who also serves as a producer, play an odd trio who unearth a government cloning plot. Kiefer Sutherland and David Alan Grier also have supporting parts. With this film, Joel Taylor proves himself as an artist both audacious and promising. It takes a bold director to pull off a trick like the blending of tone in They Cloned Tyrone. Although the satire in this film isn't quite as sharp as that in its predecessors, the chemistry between Boyega, Parris and Fox is something that not even the most top-secret government lab could conjure. They Cloned Tyrone is controversial in its blending of sci-fi with modern political aspects. It's uncommon, daring and absolutely welcome as something different and unexpected in the genre, even if it isn't properly balanced or fully completed. Taylor is obviously inspired by and able to capitalise on the Coen brothers' approach, thanks to the excellent ensemble, since it's always fun to watch cute idiots try to solve a mystery that they're totally unsuited to handle. If the sci-fi and comedic elements, as well as the investigation of a community's confused attitudes towards the larger culture, weren't enough, the imagery also looks fantastic. Overall, the ride is engaging. A large part of that may be attributed to the acting ensemble, whose ability to portray both comedy and drama makes their characters worth pulling for. With his own co-written story, screenwriter Joel Taylor makes his feature film directing debut. It's an odd, slightly perplexing, yet endearing piece of work. Even if They Cloned Tyrone runs a little long and can be a touch heavy-handed at points, the entertainment is greatly enhanced by the dedicated performances of its intrepid trio of actors. Just when you think They Cloned Tyrone is only humorous, well-paced and cool, the writing goes even farther. The relative plausibility of the movie's strange happenings elevates what would otherwise be an intriguing but somewhat cliched approach to social commentary. They Cloned Tyrone is a homage film to early 1970s blaxploitation flicks. The figures have the appearance and attitude of Black Caesar and Willie Dynamite. Boyega's portrayal of Fontaine, down to his dress, hairstyle and favoured mode of transportation, makes this especially evident. The movie's ability to establish a sense of discomfort and suspense right away is one of its finest assets. By using moody photography and menacing music, the director expertly creates suspense that keeps spectators on the edge of their seats. The plot can develop gradually while still seeming urgent because of the well-balanced pacing. The performances are excellent all round. The three actors that play the three major characters give their performances depth and honesty, conveying a sincere relationship and visceral terror as they face the disturbing truth. The supporting cast also gives strong performances, which raises the film's level of excellence. They Cloned Tyrone does a fantastic job of delving into challenging ideas like human identity and the ethics of cloning. The nature of individuality and the effects of changing the core tenets of human existence are intriguing topics that are raised. The movie's script is expertly constructed, balancing its philosophical overtones with exhilarating scenes and unexpected turns. Despite the intriguing premise of the movie, some of the storylines could have used more in-depth examination. Some plot points are left unresolved or undeveloped, which leaves opportunity for interpretation, but can leave some viewers wanting more definitive explanations. In order to have a more powerful emotional impact, some character arcs may have been developed further. Cloned Tyrone has a distinctive approach in its visual presentation that combines parts of the future with a grimy urban environment. Impressive visual effects and production design have been used to create a universe that convincingly combines science fiction and reality. The film's entire atmosphere is improved by the cinematographer's skillful portrayal of the suspense and anxiety. With its original idea and compelling performances, They Cloned Tyrone is a thought-provoking and fashionable sci-fi thriller that enthralls viewers. The picture, which was directed by Joel Taylor and features a strong ensemble cast, deftly blends social satire, humour and mystery to create a fun and engaging cinematic experience. The movie's masterful blending of genres is one of its best assets. The audience is kept interested the entire time as it seamlessly switches between witty banter, comic scenes and tense and terrifying scenes. The screenplay, written by Joel Taylor and Tony Rettenmeyer, is definitely handled and keeps a firm hold on the story while delving into difficult subjects like identity, trust and the moral ramifications of cloning. The cast gives excellent and intriguing portrayals, and They Cloned Tyrone receives high marks for acting. As the wisecracking pal, Jamie Foxx gives a standout performance that elevates even the most ordinary situations into funny and enjoyable sequences. The narrative of They Cloned Tyrone is thrilling and provocative, although there are times when the pacing seems a little off. For a more satisfying conclusion, certain story points might have been expanded upon or clarified. These tiny issues do not, however, greatly diminish the overall enjoyment. The movie has a distinctive aesthetic and sophisticated cinematography which adds to its appeal as a whole. A tangible sense of tension and intrigue is produced by the meticulous set design and ambient lighting. Terence Blanchard's score for the movie also does a great job of intensifying important scenes and lifting the mood, which further draws viewers into the narrative. With its distinctive fusion of genres and standout performances, They Cloned Tyrone is a gripping sci-fi thriller that stands out. Joel Taylor's debut as a director demonstrates his skill as a writer, and the movie's social commentary on the morality of cloning gives its compelling story more complexity. This intriguing new sci-fi film will appeal greatly to viewers who like clever and compelling movies. Critics have some issues with the movie's narrative coherence. The storylines and subplots in They Cloned Tyrone were interwoven, yet the execution was somewhat haphazard. Confusion and a disjointed watching experience resulted from the awkward transitions between various story strands. Audiences found it difficult to fully invest in the tale because of the film's lack of cohesiveness, which diminished its overall impact. They Cloned Tyrone addresses important subjects like identity, cloning and conspiracies. Some critics countered that the movie fell short in its attempt to meaningfully address these subjects. The movie mostly focused on the thriller aspects of the plot rather than diving into the intellectual and moral ramifications of cloning. As a result, the thematic investigation felt merely surface level, missing a potential to connect viewers more deeply. The execution and pacing of They Cloned Tyrone also came under heavy fire. Certain critics thought the film's pacing was off, with a few sequences seeming rushed while others dragged on. This meant that the overall story flow was hampered by the pacing flaws, which caused a lack of involvement and coherence. Finally, They Cloned Tyrone is overall a gripping sci-fi thriller that skillfully juggles provocative issues, top-notch performances and an interesting plot. It may have a few small narrative and character development flaws, but despite that, it was still a very compelling and visually stunning film that will keep viewers thinking about its ramifications long after the credits have rolled. I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10 rating. It's very much worth seeing, especially if you enjoy science fiction movies. If you like the movie, please tell us what you think. Please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell to receive updates. I'm heading off now, so have a good one. Take care. Cheers.
Gotta know what's going on in these streets. That's the car right there.